रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. First of all, offer my billions of obeisances to the first feet of Asmade Guru Path Padma, Yutala Pravesh Jagat Guru, Shishima, Bhakti-Vidanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Pirendi Swami Shishima Bhakti-Vidanta Dandi Maharaj, Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhuji, and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are gathered here to accept my humble obeisances. So today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 4, text 19. Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjita jnanagni dagdha karmanam tam ahu panditam buddha. Yasya, on whose survey all sorts of samarambha attempts, kama, based on desire for sense gratification, sankalpa, determination, varjitaha, are devoid of, jnana, of perfect knowledge, agni, by the fire, dagdha, burned, karmanam, whose work, tam, him, ahu, declare, panditam, learned, buddha, those who know. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burnt up by the fire of perfect knowledge. Knowledge is so important. Only a person in full knowledge can understand the activities of a person in Krishna consciousness, because the person in Krishna consciousness is devoid of all kinds of sense gratificatory propensities. It is to be understood that he has burnt up the reaction of his work by perfect knowledge of his constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is actually learned, who has attained to such perfection of knowledge. Development of this knowledge of eternal servitorship to the Lord is compared to fire. Such a fire, once kindled, can burn up all kinds of reactions to work. This was Bhakti-Vidanta Maharaj purport. Now we'll read Srila Gurudev's purport. Bhakti Sri Vishnu Thakur. Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjita jnanagni dharma daddha karmanam tamahu panditam buddha. Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjita jnanagni daddha karmanam tamahu panditam buddha. He, yasya, whose, survey, every, samarambha, endeavor, is varjitaha, void, kama sankalpa, of selfish desire, is karmanam, action, dagdha, is burnt, jnanagni, by the fire of knowledge, buddha, the wise, ahu, call, some, him, panditam, a learned person. He whose every action is free from hankering for pleasure, having burnt all fruitive desires in the fire of pure knowledge, is called a Pandit by the wise. The subject of karma is now being explained in detail in 5 shlokas. The first beginning with the word yasya Kam sankalpa varjitaha means devoid of the desire for fruits of action. Samarambha refers to all actions which are properly instigated. Jnanagni dagda karmanam indicates those in whom the reactions to previous karmas or vikarma have all been burnt by the fire of jnana. The fate of those who perform vikarma, as described in Gita 4.17, should be understood in this way. Just as for a wise person who was described in the previous shloka, it is proper to see his karma as akarma. Similarly, it is also proper to see his vikarma as akarma. So this is Sangati, harmony, with the previous shloka and will be explained in later shlokas. Those who perform prescribed duties and at the same time become free from fruitive desires, burn up all results of their prescribed karma as well as their vikarma in Jnanagni, the fire of transcendental knowledge, which results from their performance of Nishkam Karma Yoga. Such Mahatmas are called Jnanagni Dagda Karma. Those who have burned their karma in the fire of transcendental knowledge. Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj says, so this is the process of Cheto Darpana Margana. To cleanse the material dust from the mirror. From the mirror of our mind. The whole process is to dust out the dirty things which are accumulated by our material association, and therefore to revive our spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. From Bhagavad-Gita, we are studying about the process of life by which we can revive our Krishna consciousness. There is no need of external help for reviving Krishna consciousness. You have got Krishna consciousness dormant in yourself. It is the quality of the self. So, we have simply to invoke by this process. Here, Sai Maharaj is telling that we have to simply cleanse the mirror of our heart. There is material dust on the mirror of our heart. Sucheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha davag nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivana Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Krishna Sankirtan will cleanse the mirror of our heart. Krishna Bhakti Nitya Siddha Sadhya Kapuna. This Krishna consciousness is an eternal fact. It is nothing that by this organization we are imposing upon you something extra. No, it is within you. It is within every living entity. Any living entity, never mind whether he is a human being or animal. When Lord Chaitanya was singing this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, he was passing through jungles, forests, and the tigers, the elephants, the stags, and all. I mean, forest animals, they joined. It is such a thing. Of course, it depends on the pure-hearted chanting. As we become, so this is the process. As we become advanced in this chanting method, similarly, our heart becomes freed from all dirty things of material contact. So even the animals can be captivated by this chanting, what to speak of human beings. So here, when Mahaprabhu was passing through the forest of Jharkhand, then animals also began to start chanting with him. Vyagravaranaina vanyajantu krishnadayakam prema nritya bhavamatta jhada khandanayakam durgavanya margamatra bhatta sangha samparam prema dhama devameva nauni gaura sundaram prema dhama devameva nauni gaura sundaram. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has that power. He made even the animals dance in ecstasy for Krishna. So in our practical life, Krishna advises us how to invoke this Krishna consciousness. He says, यस्य सर्वे समारंभा काम संकल्पवर्जिता ज्ञानाग्नि कर्माणम तम आहु पंडितम बुधा यस्य सर्वे समारंभा you are not forbidden to execute your duties. We are not after stopping the general process of material activities. That is not our mission. The whole thing is that we have to act everything in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness, just like. It is very easy to understand. Everybody has got some vocation of his life, but what is their consciousness? Their consciousness is that I am engaged in this business, I am engaged in this service, because I have to maintain my family, I have to maintain myself, or I have to satisfy the government, or I have to satisfy somebody else. This is our consciousness. Nobody is free from such consciousness. Everybody must have some consciousness. Without consciousness, nothing can be done. One who has no consciousness, he cannot do anything nicely. If this consciousness is disturbed, then his work cannot be accomplished. Just like a madman. A madman cannot do anything nicely because his consciousness is disturbed. So we, similarly, if we change the process only, that I am to satisfy Krishna, just like we are doing everything with that idea to satisfy somebody else, or at least myself, or for my satisfaction. This process has to be changed to Krishna consciousness. That should be done. This process has to be changed into Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Lord Krishna says, Yesterday, yasta sarve samaramba. So those who want to come, we can invite them, come inside. Yasta sarve samaramba. Whatever activity you may do it. But kama sankalpa varjita. Kama sankalpa varjita means don't be carried away by kama. Kama means for your own satisfaction. Kama. The Sanskrit word kama is used for lust or for desire, for sense gratification. So Lord Krishna recommends that don't do it for satisfaction of your senses, for satisfaction of your lust, or for satisfaction of your desire. That is the whole thing. Whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita is based on this principle. The whole instruction to Arjuna is that Arjuna wanted to satisfy his senses. He wanted that by not fighting with the opposite party, who were composed of his relatives, brothers and brothers-in-laws, and father-in-laws, and so many relatives. So he did not want to fight. And therefore, this instruction of Bhagavad Gita was needed by Krishna. The whole basic principle is this. Now that was Krishna's, Arjuna's own satisfaction of the senses. Arjuna did not want to fight. Materially, it appears very nice that he is giving up his claim of kingdom for satisfying his relatives. Oh, he is a very good man. But Krishna did not approve it. Why? Because the basic principle was Arjuna decided to satisfy his own senses. Externally, it appears very nice. But anything which is done for the satisfaction of his own senses, that is kama. Kama means lust, desire. So here it is prescribed that you can do anything. There is no harm. Whatever your business or vocation, occupation you are engaged, that has not to be changed. That has not to be changed. Simply your consciousness has to be changed. That's all. Kama sankalpa varjita. How? How that consciousness can be changed? Now, jnanagni dagda karmanam. Jnanagni dagda karmanam. That consciousness, transferring the present self-interested consciousness to Krishna consciousness, requires knowledge. Requires knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That knowledge is that I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am not different from Krishna. I am part and parcel. I am the superior energy of Krishna. That is knowledge. You'll see that here, Prabhupada is telling that I am Krishna's part and parcel. Hmm. So my interest is actually Krishna's interest. Somehow or the other, I should try to satisfy Sri Krishna. This is actually what is the meaning. Knowledge means to understand something, how this tape recorder is manufactured. If we get some knowledge, technical knowledge, that is not knowledge. That is, of course, to have some our occupation executed. That knowledge is temporary knowledge. But real knowledge is, that is real knowledge. The real knowledge is that when one understands convincingly that I am part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna or God. When we say Krishna, you should understand the Supreme Lord, the Absolute Truth. Krishna is the technical word which is meant for indicating the Absolute Truth. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the whole pleasure, the whole attraction. These are the meaning of Krishna. So Prabhupada is telling that Kurshivuvachaka Shabda Nashta Nivrittivachaka Tayoraikyam Param Brahma Krishna iti Avidhiyate. So Krishna means the whole pleasure, the whole attraction. So we are all part and parcel of the supreme pleasure. And our pleasure, just like my hand, is my hand. Now this hand can take pleasure when it is attached with my body. My hand can take pleasure when it serves my body. It does not take pleasure by serving your body. So for example, I have a hand. When my hand will serve me, I will get happiness. Suppose my hand will take food and put in my mouth, then I will get happiness. But if I take my hand and put food in your mouth, then you will get happiness. I will not get happiness. Understand? So, therefore, because I am part and parcel of Krishna, my pleasure, my happiness is dependent by serving Krishna, just like my senses are satisfied when they are used for my purpose, not for your purpose. This is the whole. I mean to say philosophy. I cannot be satisfied by serving you. I can be satisfied by serving me. So that me, I do not know. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. Krishna is our Atma of our Atma. He is the soul of our soul. He is the Paramatma. So when we begin to serve Krishna, because we are part and parcel, always remember the part and parcel. We are Krishna's part and parcel. Mamai Mausho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana. In the 15th chapter, you will find all these living entities. They are my eternal part and parcel. Now they are detached. By material contact, they are detached. So we have to. So Krishna is telling that the living entities are detached from me due to material contact. So yoga means to be attached to Krishna again. The whole process that we have to attach again. Now we are detached and we have to attach again. That is Krishna consciousness. Yoga means attachment, de-attachment. That Krishna consciousness is within you because you are originally, eternally the part and parcel of the Supreme. Artificially, I am trying to forget it. I am trying to live independently. That is not possible. We are not independent. If you want to live independently, that means we voluntarily become dependent on the influence of material nature. That's all. Actually, we are not independent. If I think I am independent of Krishna, then I am dependent on the influence of material nature. Just like if I think that I am independent of government regulations, then I become dependent on the police force. Then I become dependent of the police force. My dependence is neither in this way or that way. So that is mistaken. So here Prabhupada is telling that if I don't follow the rules and regulations of government, then police force will take me to a task. Means they will arrest me and put me in the jail. If you don't follow the rules and regulations prescribed by Lord Sri Krishna, then the Maya department will take over. The Maya will punish us. Krishna's external potential. So my dependence is neither in this way or that way. So that is our mistake. Everyone is trying to be independent. That is called Maya. That is called Maya or illusion. Nobody can be independent. individually, community-wise, society-wise, or nation-wise. You can extend even universe-wise. Nobody can be independent. So nobody in the community, nobody, the entire, no community, no society, no nation, and no universe can be independent. We are dependent. And this is called knowledge. Knowledge means I am dependent on Krishna. When you come to the sense that I am dependent, I am not independent, this is called knowledge. Dasosmi. Majjan phalamidam madhukaita bhare matprarthaniya madhunagraham esheva tadbhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya iti man smaralokanatha. That I am the servant of Sri Krishna. Like Pula Shekhar Alvar has said, Majjanmana phalamidam madhukaita bhare matprarthaniya madhunagraham esheva tadbhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya iti mam smaranokanatha. Pula Shekhar Alvar says that my 7 generations are your servant of Krishna. My job is to serve Sri Krishna. And then there are servants who are rendering service, like Godamba. Godamba she was rendering service to Rangana, Krishna. Krishna's form as Rangana. She used to string a garland, then she used to wear that garland and look in the mirror. And she said, oh, it looks so beautiful. Then she used to take out that garland from her neck and used to give to her father. Father used to offer in the temple. Father didn't know that she had worn the garland already. Goda Devi handle. One day father came to know that she is wearing the garland before offering to Rangana. He chastised her and said, make a fresh garland. So she made a fresh garland, did not wear it. That day Ranganath was not very happy. He said, no, I want the garland which is worn by Godamba. So Goda Devi, I think incarnation of Bhu Shakti, is also serving Sri Krishna as Ranganath Swami. And Sita is also serving Krishna. Sita Devi married to Lord Ramchandra, which is the incarnation of Krishna. When Sita got married, she had there were many of her Sakhis were there. When Ram went to Janakpur, Janakpur is in Nepal. Half of the Janakpur is still in Nepal, half in India. So when Ram went to Mithila, he got married to Sita Devi. Then it was decided that now Sita will have to leave for in-laws' place. She will be carried in palanquin or in a chariot to Ayodhya. But her Sakhis of Sita told, just wait. Just wait for some time. And so they made Lord Ram wait. When Lord Ram waited for some time, then they told that Holi is coming, the color festival is coming. Then they made Lord Ram wait for Holi. But first they told Lord Ram that you have to dance. Lord Ram said, all right, because they are Sakhis of Sita, Lord, what can Ram say? Lord Ram said, all right, I'll dance if you want me to dance. He said, not that you have to dance in dhoti and kurta. You have to dance wearing sari. So all the Sakhis of Sita, they dressed Lord Ram in sari and blouse. And then they said you have to dance. But how one can dance? Lord Ram cannot dance unless there is music. There is harmonium required, so they said, who will play the music? Said, your 3 brothers will play music. So Bharat, Shatrugna, Lakshman, they were made to play the music and Lord Ram was dancing. So everyone liked very much the dance of Lord Ramchandra, dressed in sari. Then they said, very soon the Holi is coming. So let's play Holi because the girl is married here first time. She should play Holi at her in-laws' place. So Lord Ram played Holi there with Sita. So after Holi was over, they said, Ram said, now I have to go. Then they told that now you are just married, but you are born on Ram Navami and your Janma Nakshatra is coming, your constellation of birth is coming. You are not supposed to travel when your Janma Nakshatra is there. So then Ram had to delay again. Ram Navami was coming, so one should not travel in one Janma Nakshatra. Suppose you are traveling and that day is not auspicious, you keep your luggage 3 days before in someone else's house. Huh? So, like that. So Lord Ram postponed. Then again, after the Ram Navami was over, Ram said, now I want to go to Ayodhya with Sita. Then the Sakhis of the Mithila Vasis, they said that now the rainy season is coming. And then rainy season was there. So in rainy season, how will Sita go? Even the sannyasis don't travel during the rainy season, Shravan and Bhadrapad. Then that was over. Then they said, and also the Sakhis wanted Sita and Ram to swing on the swing. So they made Sita and Ram sit on the swing and they swung them. So like that, they kept on postponing. Then Ram said, now let me go. Then they told that now Sita's Janma Nakshatra is coming. Sita's appearance is, so now you cannot go. So like that, they kept on delaying. Finally, Lord Ram said, I must go. So then they said, now the Deepavali season is coming, and Deepavali time, Bhaiya Dooj is there. So the Sita's, Bhaiya Dooj is the day sisters will perform aarti to their brothers, and brothers will give them gift. So how can you go now? So like that, for one entire year, they kept Ram in Mithila. But this is actually Bhava Leela. This pastime takes place in the mind, in the heart of the sadhaka. Really speaking, just like Krishna, Vrindavanam Parityajya Padam Ekam Na Gacchati. The Brajinandan Shyam Sundar Krishna, who was born from the womb of Yashoda, never leaves Vrindavan. So Lord Ram also apparently never leaves Mithila. He always stays in Mithila. He becomes Mithila Bihari. But then he also went to Ayodhya. So it may be understood that in one form he stayed in Mithila, his in-law's place, Sita's father's place, and in one form he came back to Ayodhya. When Lord Ram was coming, Dasharatha Maharaj was given a great charity by Janak Maharaj. Janak Maharaj, he gave him 1 crore kambal. Kambal means blankets. The woolen blankets in Mithila, they are very, very famous. So 10 million woolen blankets were given. And so much other ornament, jewelry were given. But in Ayodhya, already when the marriage party, it was very difficult to bring so many blankets and jewelry and gifts given by Janak Maharaj to Dasharatha Maharaj. But Janak Maharaj had given it out of love and affection, so Dasharatha Maharaj could not reject. But in Ayodhya, everyone has everything. So that all those gifts were kept outside Ayodhya in a big heap like a mountain. Slowly, dirt accumulated there, and it is now a huge, it is called Mani Parvat. It is like a small mountain called Mani Parvat. So that mountain is there, the gifts have gone over a period of time, but that is a mountain, is a gift, mountain of gifts given by Janak Maharaj. So everywhere there is seva is going on. Sita is serving Ram, Sita's Sakhis are serving Ram, and our job is to serve Kulashekar Alvar also. He had a desire to serve Lord Ranganath Swami. So every day he used to announce. He was actually king in Travancore, if I am not wrong, in Kerala. And he said, tomorrow we'll go to Srirangam. So all the party was ready. And when all the party was ready, the Brahmanas would think that if he goes to Srirangam, king is never going to return. So they used to bring some Vaishnavas. They used to invite some Vaishnavas. So Vaishnavas used to come, and then king used to say, today's trip is cancelled. We are not going on pilgrimage because the sadhus have come, they have to render service to the sadhus. So every day there was an announcement that tomorrow the king will set out for trip to the pilgrimage to Sriranga Kshetra, Srirangam. But every day it was cancelled by the tricks of the minister, because they didn't want the king to leave. So it is told in Krishna in his Mukunda Mala Sutra. Pushate yasya nagare ranga yatra dine dine tamaham vande rajanam tulashekara. Every day there was an announcement and every day it was cancelled. So like that. So service means to be like Bharat. Because in Vrindavan, you can see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he is Krishna, he was in the mood of Radharani. And he was relishing the mood of Srimati Radharani. So, although he is Krishna, he is relishing the separation mood, Madhanatya Mahava of Radharani. And similarly, Bharat also was experiencing separation from Ram. So Bharat, he came to Ram and he told, we should come and rule in Ayodhya. I don't want to rule in Ayodhya. But Lord Ram said, no, I have given a vow. I have taken a vow that I will follow the order of my father. Father is not here, I cannot come to the kingdom. So Bharat said, all right, give me your paduka, your foot sandals, wooden sandals. So he got the wooden sandals. Bharat carried them on his head and placed them on the throne of Ayodhya. It means that if the sandals are gone, then Ram will also certainly come. The journey to Ayodhya is already begun with the foot sandals. So there is so much importance of the paduka. Actually, Lord Ram also treaded the earth without paduka. He walked all over India in the forest exile, but without foot sandals, because you are taken by Bharat. And in Vrindavan also, Radharani also will not wear paduka, and Krishna will also not wear paduka. Krishna doesn't wear paduka because the cows have no padukas, no foot sandals, and no umbrellas. So Krishna doesn't wear umbrella, use umbrella or use foot sandals. Radharani also will not use foot sandals. She will only use the khadau or wooden sandals after she has taken bath, and after taking bath, she is coming to the room, to the makeup room, because she feels that if she doesn't wear foot sandals after taking bath, then the dirt will get stuck to her feet. Then it will be very difficult for Lord Krishna and Sakhis to decorate her feet. Because Krishna will do alta, the red pigment on Radharani's feet. So she doesn't want to give extra trouble to Krishna. So she, after taking bath, her feet are wet, she will wear the foot sandals. But otherwise in Vrindavan, she will never wear foot sandals. And Krishna will try to do reddish decoration with alta, red pigment on her feet. But Radharani's feet are already very red. So Krishna is mistaking the red feet, the soles of Radharani, to be the color of yesterday. And Krishna is scrubbing and rubbing the feet of the soles of Radharani, so that the red color of yesterday will come out. And the Sakhis are telling, oh Bihariji, actually this is her natural reddishness. Don't try to take it away. That reddishness will never go away. So don't think it is yesterday's red pigment on Radharani's feet. Actually it is natural color of her feet. So even Krishna is doing seva to the feet of Radharani. So Bharat Maharaj, he brought the foot paduka of Lord Ram and worshipped them. In Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, there was a great Acharya. His name was Vedanta Desik Acharya. And this Vedanta Desik Acharya was incarnation of the Lord's bell, Ghanta. Like we go to the temple, then we ring the bell, right? In Jagannath Puri temple also very big bell is there. But in Tirupati there is no bell, because they think that our Acharya has become the bell, Deshi Vedanta Desik Acharya, so there is no need of any bell. So this bell of Lord Narayan has become Vedanta Desik Acharya. Once there was a competition that who is the greatest scholar. So the condition was set that one who will write 100,000 verses on any devotional topic in one night, he will be considered the greatest scholar. So Vedanta Desik Acharya also participated, many Brahmanas participated. And Vedanta Desik Acharya, he started remembering the lotus feet of Bharat Maharaj, the younger brother of Lord Ramchandra. And when he meditated on Bharat, then the mood came in his heart that how he loves the lotus feet of Ram and his foot sandals, how he reveres the foot sandals of Ram. So he wrote 1,000 verses, and that is called Paduka Sahasra. That he is glorifying the Paduka, the foot sandals of Lord Ramchandra. So Bharat is an exalted servant. Bharat is an exalted servant. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the mood of Radharani, in Ramananda Sampradaya, they believe that Sri Ramanandacharya, Ramanandacharya, an authorized Acharya, he was Ram himself, they say that, but he was always in the mood of Bharat. That is what they say. So anyways, Goswami Tulsidas was, I think, in that Ramanuja and Ramananda Sampradaya, and he has glorified his own Guru. Vande Guru Pada Kanja Nararupa Hari, because his Guru's name was Narahari. Generally speaking, he has glorified his Guru not directly, but little indirectly. Generally speaking, you should not reveal the name of your Guru so straightforwardly. And your own name also you should not tell here and there. Oh, I am this, and don't utter your own name so many times. But if someone will ask you what is your name, then you can tell that I am known by this name, by my Guru Maharaj. Or my Guru Maharaj addresses me by this name. Or devotees address me by this name. Or others address me by this name, and then explain your name. But don't utter your name too many times. One should not utter the name of wife, and wife should not utter the name of husband so many times. This is the scripture injunction. Here Prabhupada is telling that we are misguided. Jnanagni dagda karamanam. In other place you'll find Krishna says, Bhoktaram yajya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram srudam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam pruchhati. Now people are planning for peace in the world, but they do not know how to formulate that peace formula. You know, the United Nations are trying for the last 20 years or more than that for peace, but there is no peace actually in the world. The war is going on because they do not know the formulas in the Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhagavad-Gita says, Bhoktaram yajyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surdam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shanti mruchati. I am the proprietor of everything. Whatever you are doing, I am the ultimate beneficiary. I have to take the result. Just like a laborer works in a factory. But who is the proprietor? The ultimate proprietor is the ultimate owner. So everything, whatever we do, jnana agni dagda karmanam. So we are thinking that this thing I am doing, I am the proprietor of this thing. This is a misconception. When you understand that whatever we are doing, the ultimate proprietor is Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. This is Jnanagni Dagda Karmana. So basically, you'll see that there is so much description of Radharani Shrungar. Radharani is recorded in this way, that way. Beautiful description of her limbs and ornaments is coming. But it will be a great offense if we glorify the beauty of Radharani and her Shrungar and her ornaments for our own satisfaction. No. But the mood of the Upanika Vaishnavas, those are followers of Upa Goswami, are that we are Manjaris and we are glorifying the beauty of Radharani. We are glorifying the beauty of Radharani for creating attachment in the heart of Krishna for Radharani. to increase the attachment of Krishna towards Radharani, we are glorifying the beauty of Radharani. Just like in Pushti Marga Sampradaya, Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, there was a great poet, his name was Surdas. Surdaji, he was always glorifying Radha Krishna's Nivruta Nikunja pastime. What is Nivruta Nikunja? Nivruta Nikunja is the Kunja where only Radha Paksha gopis are there. No other gopis are there. There is Kunja, there is Nikunja, and there is Nivruta Nikunja. And Nikunja is so confidential, only Radharani, Sakhis and Dasis are there. But Surdas was able to write the confidential pastimes of Radha Krishna, what is happening in the Nikunja. So Radharani was very surprised, especially because Surdas has no eyes. So one time, Radharani and Krishna, they were in the Kunja. And there was only one oil lamp was burning. And Krishna wanted to remove the veil from the face of Radharani, and he wanted to see the beautiful face of Radharani. But Radharani was feeling great shyness and embarrassment, so she was not letting Krishna see the face. So then Krishna insisted and used the force to remove the veil from her face. So Radharani felt so shy that she extinguished the lamp. When she extinguished the lamp, Krishna could not see anything. Then Krishna used a trick. Because always on his chest there is a jewel called Kaustuba jewel. It's a very effulgent jewel. So Krishna, in the light of that jewel, Kaustuba jewel, began to see the face of Radharani. But Radharani felt so much shyness that day that she took that Kaustuba jewel from Krishna's chest by force and put it in her mouth. She put it in her mouth, so Krishna will not be able to see the beauty of her face. Now Surdas is describing this. Then Krishna said, what to do now? Lamp is extinguished, Kaustuba is gone. How can I see the beauty of Radharani's face today? So what Krishna did, Krishna pressed his toe on the ground. When Krishna pressed his toe on the ground in the Nikunja, that put pressure on, this earth planet is carried on the back by tortoise incarnation, Kurma. And Kurma is supported by the Anantashesh. So that put pressure on the Anantashesh. Kurma got pressure from Krishna's lotus feet, and then Kurma's pressure went on Anantashesh. When Anantashesh got too much pressure, he realized that Krishna wants me to do something. So Anantashesh, he illuminated the whole planet by the jewels on his hooves. And then Radharani's face was completely seen by Krishna. So Radharani still felt great shyness. She didn't want to show her face to Krishna out of embarrassment and shyness. So what she did finally, she buried her face on the chest, blackish, bluish chest of Sri Krishna to hide her face. She hid her face in the chest of Sri Krishna. Now Surdas wrote this. Then Radharani was again surprised. She asked Krishna and the Sakhis that how Surdas, who has no eyes, is able to write these confidential pastimes which are going on. He is not there in the Nikunja, Nivruta Nikunja, most confidential bhava. Then Krishna told that Radharani, before we perform any pastimes, I actually perform those pastimes in the heart of my devotees first, and I then actually perform them. So my pastimes appear in the heart of the devotees before they actually appear. Now, this is what the Siddhanta, today I was listening to the lecture, but Raghavacharya was telling like. So anyways, Yam Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Muni Manatus. Krishna is performing pastimes in the hearts of his devotees also. Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. So we can take simply, just like in office, So many people are working. Hundreds of people are working. Everyone is conscious that whatever we are acting, whatever profit we are making, that belongs to the proprietor. Then there is peace. As soon as the cashier thinks, oh, I got so much money, I am the proprietor, then the whole trouble begins. This consciousness, Krishna consciousness, if we understand that I am a very rich man, I have got so much bank balance, I can use it for my son's gratification. That is kama. That is kama rather. But if you understand that whatever I have got, it belongs to Krishna, then I am liberated person. I am liberated person. This is Krishna. So you will have the same money under your custody. It doesn't matter. But as soon as you think that I am the proprietor of this wealth, then you are under the influence of Maya. And as soon as you think that Krishna is the proprietor of all these things, then you are free. So Kama Sankalpa Varjitaha. Kama Sankalpa Varjita. Jnananikda Karmanam Tam Ahu Panditam Buddha. One who thinks that like that, one who is situated in that consciousness, Panditam Buddha, he is learned and is actually a man of knowledge. This is the whole process. Tam Ahu Panditam Buddha. He is known as the Pandita. Pandita means one who knows things as it is, not to take a thing wrongly. So that consciousness has to be evoked. Not only individually, but also community-wise, society-wise, nation-wise, all over the world, then there will be peace. If you want real peace, then you have to know Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sudam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. We are just trying to be philanthropic, altruistic, and we are trying to become friend of my countrymen, of my society, of my family. But that is a wrong conception. Real friend is Krishna. I can work on his behalf. How can I work? How I can work? You try. If you actually want to do something good to your family, then you try to make all the members of your family Krishna conscious. Then your life will be successful. If you want to make them otherwise, without Krishna consciousness, then you will be not serving, you will be rendering them disservice. Because any knowledge will not help your wife or children. Any knowledge, any amount of knowledge will not help his real problem. What is his real problem? We do not know. The real problem is that we do not know. The real problem is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosham Darshanam. The Bhagavad says, Pita Nasasya Janami Nasasya. One should not try to become father. One should not try to become mother. Why? Na mochet samupeta mrityam. One who is unable to save his children from the grip of material nature, it means that you should be Krishna conscious. If you are a responsible father, then if you are completely in knowledge of Krishna consciousness, then your duty will be that these creatures, these innocent creatures now, who are playing at my home, as my children, as my boys. Now this life should be the last installment of his transmigration from one boy to another. I shall train these boys in such a way that after this body, he will have no more to go into the cycle of birth and death. So we train the children that no more birth and death. There will be these living entities who have become my children should be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. That is Krishna consciousness. That means you have to make yourself expert. Then you can help your children also. Then you can help your nation also. Then you can help your society also. If you are yourself ignorant, Andha yathande rupaniya manas tepisha tantra urudamni baddha. Just like a person who is, tightly bound, hands and feet. Suppose we are sitting here. Some people, 25 gentlemen, ladies, and all our hands are tightly bound up by some rope. And if I want to make you free, although my hand is also tightly bound up, is it possible? No. At least my hand should be free. Then I can untie your bindings by the rope. So unless one is free man, and what is that freedom? One who is Krishna conscious is free man, and nobody is free man. Daiviyesha gunamayi bhavamaya durastaya Mameva ye prapadyante mayametam taranti te. Everyone is under the spell of material influence. Nobody is free. And one who has surrendered unto Krishna, one who has taken Krishna consciousness, Maya has nothing to do. Maya cannot touch. Just like when, if you come in front of the sunlight, there is no question of darkness. There is no question of darkness if you place yourself in light. Sunlight, not this artificial light. This artificial light may be extinguished at any time, but sunlight is not like that. So Krishna is just like sunlight. As soon as you come in front of sun, oh, there is no darkness. So there is no ignorance. So there is no Maya. Maya means illusion. So Jnanadi Karmanam Tam Ahu Panditam Buddha. In this way, we have to become Buddha. Buddha means learned. Learned. You'll find in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, the Lord says that who is Buddha and what are the symptoms of Buddha? Buddha means learned. What are the symptoms? What are the symptoms of a Mahatma, great soul? And what are the symptoms of Buddha? That is described in Bhagavad-Gita. It is said, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samandita. Buddha, this very word again is used, Buddha. So Buddha means one who is learned, one who is actually in sense is not nonsense. He is called Buddha. So Buddha, what are the symptoms? The symptoms of Buddha is that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. He knows that Krishna is the fountainhead of all emanation, everything. Whatever you find, everything, anything, whatever you see, Krishna is the source. So take for example the material world. The most prominent thing is that I mean to say unity between man and woman. Now one can inquire where from this attraction comes between male and female. Not only the human society but also in animal society, in the bird society, in any society, every living being. That is a fact. So somebody criticizes, but those who do not know Krishna, that Krishna had so many girlfriends, some people criticize, but one does not know that where we get the idea of having girlfriends, unless the tendency is in Krishna, because you can have nothing here unless that is in Krishna. But here it is perverted, it is polluted. And Krishna, it is pure consciousness, pure spiritual. This is the difference. So one who knows, one who does not know, they want to avoid something. Nothing. I mean to say, nothing can exist in this material world unless it is in Krishna. Janmadasya yato anvayad itartashyartesha vidnyasvarat ene brahma rudayadi kavaye mudyanti asuraya tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. So these things have to be studied very scientifically and from books like Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he is perfectly learned, then his symptom is that he becomes a pure devotee of Krishna. Am sarvasya prabhavo maktas sarvam pravartate. I am the source, fountainhead. Krishna says, I am the source and fountainhead like of everything. One who understands this science, then he takes to Krishna. How? Now, Buddha Bhava Samandita with full knowledge and he becomes a devotee of Krishna. Similarly, so far, Mahatma is a Sanskrit word which is used for great soul. That is also described in the Bhagavad-Gita. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakriti mashita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avgayam. Mahatma, who is a Mahatma? Who is a great soul? Great soul is he who is under the influence of the superior nature. There are two kinds of nature, superior nature and inferior nature. Now we are under the influence of this inferior material nature, and that by Krishna consciousness we shall be transferred into the superior nature. Just try to understand. A person is in prison. Then there is a person outside the prison. The government influence is in both the places, outside the prison and inside the prison. But outside the prison, the government's rule and regulation is superior, and inside that is inferior. So influence is there. Similarly, either in the material world or in the spiritual world, wherever you are, your position is marginal. You can transfer yourself either in this, under the influence of this inferior nature, or you can transfer yourself under the influence of superior nature. Your position is marginal. Now you are given, because Krishna is fully independent, and because you are also part and parcel of Krishna, therefore you have got the quality of independence to make your choice whether to be under the influence of this inferior nature or to become under the influence of superior nature. But because we do not know what is that superior nature, therefore we have no other alternative than to remain in this inferior nature. This is the whole position. Because in the world there are many philosophies. They are informing that there is no other nature. This nature which we have experienced, it is troublesome. Make an end of it and become void. Oh, you cannot be void because you are living entity and eternal. Na hanyate hanyamane shari. Your change of body does not mean that you are finished. No, you are continuing. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani granati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Because I change my dress, that does not mean that I am finished. So I am eternal. If I have to finish, if I have to get rid of, get out of the influence of material nature, then I have to seek where is my place. If we know or do not know, then we prefer, all right, whatever it may be, inferior or superior, let us remain here and rot. So Bhagavad-Gita gives you information of the superior nature. Natadvasete suryo na shishanko na pavaka yadgatmani vartante tadhyama paramam mama. So that is the spiritual world, where there is no need of the sunlight or moonlight. So we have to become Krishna conscious by scrutinizing, studying these authoritative books, Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, without having fashionable interpretation. As it is, we have to study. What Krishna says, he says for all the time, it does not change. Just like the verse which we are now discussing, he says it does not matter in whatever occupation you are, simply you have to change your consciousness. You are now guided by the consciousness of self-interest, of selfish interest. Rather, but sense interest. We are guided by sense interest. We are guided by the interest of our sense gratification. Whatever we are doing for satisfying the senses. This consciousness has to be changed. We have to satisfy Krishna. That consciousness has to be invoked, and then our life will be successful. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, you can put. So Mr. Goldsmith is asking a question. It's not dedicated to Krishna. Prabhupada says yes. The work is not dedicated to Krishna. Prabhupada says yes. How specifically, how can you do this? Prabhupada, yes. Now this consciousness, how can I do it? This is also Krishna consciousness, that one is ready. Now, just like anything which we do or act, we take some consultation. Just like you are a lawyer and anything has to be done lawfully, we have to take your consultation because you are expert. Similarly, you have to take consultation from the person who is in Krishna consciousness. It is a simple thing. So like Prabhupada is telling that if you are a lawyer, then you can advise others about what is law and how to act in business or in society. So, to understand, to act in Krishna consciousness, you need a spiritual master who will guide you in the practice of Krishna consciousness. So Mr. Goldsmith is asking, well, first of all, if you want to find peace, don't you have to believe that war is wrong, any kind of war? Prabhupada, yes. The Bhagavad-Gita teaches that, Mr. Goldsmith says, the Bhagavad-Gita teaches that there is a good war and a bad war. Prabhupada says yes. And a little bit like later on the Crusades. So this discussion is going on. Prabhupada is telling that, Prabhupada is asking, what do you mean by peace? Mr. Goldsmith says absence of war. Prabhupada is telling not necessary, not necessary. Absence of war is not peace. Just think over. Suppose now there is no war. Do you think that everybody is in peace? Ask any individual person that are you in peace? Are you in peace of mind or peace of... No, war is not the war. There are many other causes which disturbs our peace. War is one of the causes. So simply, if you stop war, that does not mean peace is guaranteed. War is one of the disturbing things of peace. But there are many other disturbing things, many incalculable things which will disturb you. You see, we have to take relief from all disturbing position. War is one of the items. And that can be done when you are Krishna conscious. So Mr. Goswami is asking that how can it be done if you are Krishna conscious, and Krishna himself was a proponent of war? Prabhupada, you are speaking of war. The war has nothing to do. But that war was a necessity, Prabhupada is saying. Bhagavad-Gita starts out, Mr. Gold is saying, yes, but that war was necessary. I mean, say, completely war from the government maintains the law and order force. There is necessity. Why the government maintains so much police force and military force? There is necessity. So this discussion goes on. Recently, Gopal is explaining. So we will now read the Bhagavatam verse today, which is the 18, text 18. Small break. Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai